life gain, that's Batty.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today we're getting Batty with Zoraline Cosmos Caller. Zoraline is a bat cleric that gains you life, makes other bats gain life, and can reanimate your permanents that cost 3 or less mana. Zoraline is very good with the life gain archetype, and that's what I decided to build. I have bats and life gain as the two major pieces of this deck, and they work very nicely together because at least the bats of Bloomburrow have a lot of life gain, and many of the other bats that have been printed recently also had either lifelink or something that triggered based on gaining life in a turn. It turns out that the whole vampires bat life gain thing came all the way full circle in Bloomburrow. This deck is playing a lot of great life gain payoff. Oftentimes things that care about gaining life multiple times in a turn, or just gaining life at least once in a turn, like Ocelot Pride or Witch of the Moors. It also is great to get to play things like Aclazotz and get extra value, because not only is it a bat that's attacking in, well, it's also a really, really strong card. It's a god. It's really nice. We're also playing some removal that can gain life, like Virtue of Persistence in the Wandering Emperor, and some removal that is bats, like the Darkstar Banisher, or just removal that happens to be recurable with our commander, Zoraline. Since Zoraline reanimates things with finality counters on them, we also have a way to remove those finality counters and put them onto our opponent's cards, nesting grounds. And if Zoraline's not available to reanimate, that's okay, because Luris of the Dream Den and Sarah Paragon are also here to reanimate and gain life. And if you happen to not draw your Ajani's Pridemate, don't worry, you can make tokens of Ajani's Pridemate using Ajani's Strength of the Pride, or you can exile all of your opponent's cards with it too. We're also running a little bit of a combo in here, Exquisite Blood, which happens to combo with 2 cards in our deck, causing a little bit of a loop with Veto, and the, well, it's not the card itself, Sanguine Soothsayer that generates Sanguine Bond. The Sanguine Bond combos with it. And Starscape Cleric also combos with it if you manage to either gain life or have your opponent lose life. Getting to use all of these different life gain cards together makes Zoraline a very powerful contender. And she's also a 3-mana 3/3 flyer, so unless your opponent's able to deal with something in the air, you're going to be swinging in with your bats for a lot of damage. So let's take Zoraline into the queue and bat her up. Helga, Skittish Seer. Helga is all about creatures that are big. If they cost 4 mana, or if they have an X in their cost, she can tap for mana to cast them. And she also draws a card off of them. Sort of. It's only if it happens to be an X and the total mana value is 4 or more. But it adds up very, very quickly. Alright, Shadowy Backsheet showed that I have some removal off the top. Removal for Helga. I'd say the ideal start for this deck is turn 1 ramp into turn 2 Helga. It's really good. Nobody is surprised to hear that it's really good. Is it Helga time? It is Helga time. Gonna pay 3 life to use the Darkstar Banisher to put Helga in hell. She gets permanently exiled. However, they can choose to put it back into the command zone. That does mean that when this leaves the battlefield, they will not be seeking a card, because there is no exiled card from the Darkstar Banisher. Otherwise, it would seek something that shares the type, which in this case would be a creature. They still have 3 mana. Helen, who lets them play an additional land. And the additional land. 2 blue, huh? I don't like that. It makes me think of counterspells and countersmells. I got 2 Soul Sister type effects. Let's play the Essence Channeler over to the Welcoming Vampire. We gain a life, we gain a life. We make her grow, we make her grow. We can even give her flying off the Silent Clearing if we want to. If I get 1 more mana, Witch of the Moors could be real good too. That is not a mana. Still good, though. Gain those life. Get those triggers. Play the authority so stuff comes into play tapped. And swing in. If they chose to leave Helga under the bat, she would have been, yes, exiled and gone forever. It's a permanent exiling effect. Oh, wow. They're down to 7 life. They have shot this in. That is a big, however, very tapped pig. Authority to consoles means that we gain a life. And sure, they could swing in here and destroy their clue. But the pig? It's unable to attack. It was subject to the laws of the council. Or the consuls. GG, Helga. Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh. This Tezzeret is able to animate artifacts, turning things into 4/4s, and that is something that sticks around forever. He can also discount the first activation of a artifact each turn, making it cost 2 less. This is cool for all sorts of things, whether it's drawing cards off of Maze Mine Tome, or maybe even just tapping one thing that costs mana to tap to get more mana. It all works for that, dude. Alright, Arid Mesa. I'll go for the shock. For pure shock value, I'll gain life back. I have a sword in hand. I'll give these life like I have an Amalia and a Voice of the Blessed. Not that I can play them, but imagine if I could. I'll go for Amalia over the Essence Channeler. They're all very similar. I have 3 essentially Pride Mates in hand, but this Pride Mate sometimes gets me a land. Since they are a mono blue deck, but they are a mono blue artifacts deck. To be mindful of all this. We name Cleric in this deck or Bat. I'm naming Cleric because this is a Cleric. And I'm not going for Zoraline right now because I don't think I want to. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for something. Oh, they are bouncing the Giver of Runes back into my hand. Okay. They want to target my stuff. Trophy Mage, gonna find them an artifact. But which artifact? Could be a Mana Rock. Ah, Karn Silex. So that is essentially a board wipe. It's like a really weird board wipe. I'm gonna offer them a trade. Voice of the Blessed for the Trophy Mage. I think it also exiles. It exiles itself. Okay. Can't pay life to cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. So this turns off fetch lands. So they better get their fetch out now. And since all of these are 2s, and this is a 1, they'll be able to clear this out. A swamp. I can take more land. There's no reason for me to play any of these here because they would get destroyed. It's like if I play Zoraline, actually, you know what? If I played Zoraline, I would have gotten the land in hand because it would have, you would have gained the life, we would have dealt 1 extra damage, and we would have gotten the land in hand. That's what the difference would have been. It turns off the enter the battlefield and attack trigger. It's not to activate the ability. This is a triggered ability. It's a triggered ability with a reflective... I think that's what they're... Reflexive, there we go. Reflexive trigger. So the second half, the when you do. It should still work. So would you like to destroy 3 of my permanents? Do you want to get bonked again? Using that colorless. Whee! Giver of Runes! Does it land? It's uncounterable, so probably. They left up triple blue, which makes me think like they have Archmage's Charm or something like that. But Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord, is very susceptible to counter spells here. Yep, Tail's End. Cool. I mean, like, not cool, but I get it. They tap for 3 this time. What's that 3 mana for? Are you casting spells? Oh, they're getting more card draw with a Null Drifter. Null Drifter's not an artifact. It is a cool blue card, though. It's kind of like Mull Drifter Plus. It's bigger, costs more to cast, but it has Annihilator. Also an Eldrazi. I imagine Zoraline is, like, not the scariest thing against them, but still good. We pay the 2, and we're going to grab Gamalia again. Does have a finality counter on her. Giver of Runes back into my hand. You cut that out. Alright, Tezzeret Patera Flesh. Able to animate the One Ring, huh? Yeah, that would be an indestructible 4/4. You can bring back Planeswalkers. Cool. I'm going to start by attacking in here with Zoraline. It doesn't matter that this thing is giving them protection. I'm doing this for the life gain. And look at this. Let's go for the bat. Hey, Yoshi Ruler, thank you for the 52-month resub. Veto! Oh, I would like a veto. Bring the cleric back out. My plan is to use Takanuma to grab Sorin. This will put Veto in the graveyard, which is a good thing because it means Zoraline can bring it back. Three mana for the Pristine Talisman, yet another artifact. This one taps to gain life. You could put that into a Zoraline deck. I don't know if you'd want to, but you could. There's better ways to gain life in black and white, but you could. Pass to attackers, and we are channeling. They have 5 mana up, which is enough for most counter spells. Some other funky stuff, too. Some other funky bunches. Am I feeling Sorin? Maybe Veto. Playing the Veto. Since, like, their thing is going to be mass bounces. And this is also harder to counter. It's not uncounterable, it's just harder to counter. Convocation is fun. Especially because, like, we do pay life off the ability. The bats attacking in cause the life gain to trigger. Malia, you sure did find some lands. 2 of them, even. I don't actually trust casting the Sorin here. This thing has been bounced so many times. And since they have some blue mana up, I am going to go ahead and give this protection from blue. I'm sure some of you are looking at what I'm looking at and having the same dumb thought of, man, if I Swords to Plowshare my Essence Channeler, they're gonna go to 2. But by golly, it's worth it. This will clear the finality counters off these guys. I don't think I want to blast the Sundering Titan since it would get rid of like 2 of my remaining lands. Alright. Any of you gain me the life on the turn you come into play with the veto? No. I think we just, like, pop out some flyers. Flyer, maybe voice or authority. That will make them lose 1, but they can gain 1 at the start of their turn. Probably want the protection, too. I'm gonna play a little bat. There. I'm just gonna go protection stuff. You can protect a bat. Next turn. Go to 1. Narset, who prevents us from drawing additional cards in a turn, and finds them possibly some interaction. MTGA Restoration, that's just card draw or a land, depending on how you want to treat it. Karn Scion of Urza, saying good game, because they can make a Karnstruct, but that Karnstruct cannot block a birdie. Alkir Familiar out here doing some work. GG, Tezzeret. Unesh, Cryosphinx Sovereign. This is a Sphinx type of commander that cares about Sphinxes entering the battlefield, because when they do, fact or fiction, revealing 2 cards, hiding 2 cards, so I should say. You reveal a pile and you hide a pile, and your opponent chooses which one of those you get to keep and which you toss. It's a game of hidden information. It also tends to be kind of spooky to play against, because it's mono blue, and mono blue is very good at stopping other players from doing whatever it is they're trying to do. Like, play the game. Curse you, Unesh. Always stopping us from playing the game. A Mirror Convert. Yep, they gotta ramp up to those Sphinxes because they are pricey. Gonna Surveil here. That is an Exquisite Blood. I think I'm gonna keep that on top, since it is part of a 2-card combo that is in our deck. Rather than get rid of their Mirror Convert, I'm going to play Black Market Connections. Blue tends not to have too much removal for enchantments, unless they counter it. They can bounce it back into my hand, but I am just kind of hoping I'll get to pay a bunch here, to get a bunch. Boop, boop, boop. I have, in fact, gained life. I have no guaranteed way to stop Unesh from coming out this next turn, but I can bring out the Starseer Mentor, I can bring out Exquisite Blood. I kind of like Starseer Mentor just as, like, a value engine. And Sarah Paragon next turn we can use to, like, replay these. I should also mention Unesh is gonna discount any future Sphinxes. So there's always the chance that they could get 2 down next turn since they have these 3 different mana sources. Not that much blue mana, though. All these are... I guess this one's not colorless. Strixhaven Stadium. It is a mana rock that is also sports. The more they can hit me with things, the more sports they do. There's also ways that you can, like, tap and untap this, but you have to deal damage to your opponent to get the trigger on this. Still 4 mana left. Catch Mina's Transmutation, or turning my bat into a frog. This is also a bat. I love paying the 6. I think it's rad. I also like getting life gain triggers. Yippee! Let's go for Zoraline, since I'll be attacking with, well, 2 bats. This is not actually Frogify. It was Catch Mina's Transmutation, so this is still a bat. Voice of the Blessed is now an angel on its own. It's not actually an angel, but it has flying and vigilance. If I can get 10 +1/+1 counters on it, it also becomes indestructible, which is just... it's just real cute. And we're about to get 2 more. So there's always the possibility that everything we control gets bounced back into our hands, since, you know, blue. They've got River's Rebukes and stuff, but apparently they didn't draw them, and they didn't want to ever play their commander, so we win. Nice. Indris, the Hydrostatic Surge. This is an otter that enters the battlefield and conjures a lightning bolt in your library, but it's not just any lightning bolt, it's a lightning bolt with Storm. And whenever Indris is in play, if you cast an instant or sorcery, you draw a card. A really great way to find your lightning bolt with Storm, and then kill your opponent because you have a lightning bolt with Storm. It's a really cool deck. You can either build this as just Spell Slinger, or as a way to blink Indris multiple times, make many lightning bolts, and just cast tons of spells. This second ability, the casting instants or sorceries and drawing a card, is really nice, especially in combination with all the other stuff that's in these colors. Ooh, the Starseer Mentor. I like that card, but I think I want like a 2-drop or a 1-drop, and there's a lot of them in my deck. Blooded Strand. Finding a Thundering Falls. Falls. Wow, I said that with a little bit too much TH. I'm just gonna thin my deck again. Polluted Delta. I wonder if they're running a good amount of ramp in this deck too. Either treasure-based ramp or artifacts. Nice. Things that discount their spell slinging is also good. Let's set up for some card draw. The Welcoming Vampire. This might die to like a regular schmegular lightning bolt because, you know, visit colors. Pirate's Pillage. There's a bit of treasure-based ramp. They discard, they draw, and once they have that lightning bolt in their library, I could definitely see Pirate's Pillage and similar cards being used to get to the lightning bolt. Yeah, Indris is neat. I just built Brawl, and I was thinking like, oh, these are kind of similar. I bet I could have some fun with both of these. Here's my Harbinger. He binges harbs. Whatever that means. Oh, a bat! Cute. Moonstone Harbinger is one of the few bat-type cards that exists. I wish it could trigger multiple times in a turn, though. Because it's so cool when it does trigger, and it's like suddenly all your bats are way stronger. Alright, here comes Indris! Indris enters, they get the Bolt! And remember, all those instants and sorceries that are going to cause them to draw cards cost less. Let's start with the Isolated Chapel. Bring out the Life Creed Duo. See what we draw. That is a Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, we want to get nice, happy little triggers here. And before they even have the opportunity to cast any instants or sorceries and draw cards, I'm just going to swing in. Nice. We drew off our Vampire. We got the Voice. These are nice. Also, this is a bird and a bat. They're hanging out and having snacks. All cute. 2 bats in play. See, this one can trigger multiple times. Malakir Familiar is, like, not that cool of a card, but it's cool with, like, Zoraline triggering multiple times. Like, if I swing in with all these bats, each of them will give us a trigger and the life gain, which makes it bigger. Should probably just play, like, I don't know, a bigger flyer. But bat synergy! Click a coin. Oh no! Brotherhood's End? Bro, if only I had Vein Ripper out. I can bring back a homie. Let's bring back a homie. Let's phone a friend. Which friend do I want to phone? Life gain friend. I think Voice of the Blessed. I'm just gonna bring this out. If I have 1 more mana and a little extra turn, I could scooch that finality counter onto one of their friendos. Molten Impact, RIP Zoraline. Bring it back to the command zone. I have a Luris in hand who can bring back all the 2s and 1s. So I was thinking about bringing back a 3-drop on that. Oh, Fatigue can double up their instants by giving them Rebound. Hey, could grab this bat. And then I'm gonna get kind of weird, and I'm gonna make it so if you die, you don't turn into a land. Actually, you get exiled because you have a finality counter on you. What do I think of the new Alchemy Bat that exiles 3 or less? Dark Star, I think. It's one of the Dark Star cards. I think it's great. I think it's one of the best bats, and I think that it fits really, really well into this deck. Well, Fatigue has, like, the on-death survival. All of the god cards from Lost Caverns and Vixland had some form of survival. I don't like that they're digging through their graveyard. Oh, okay, it's a Treasure Cruise, which it looks like is getting cast for just 1 mana. Yeah, that's a Sorcery Speed Ancestral Recall. They also did 1 extra damage to Luris. Yeah, if you have a creature-based deck or a blink deck especially, like, it's in this deck because we could reanimate it, and it's a bat. It's a bat. Like, all it needs to be is a bat, and already it's got a spot in this deck. Was this getting countered? Signs point to yes. Yeah, okay. Move my commander back to the command zone again. Malakir Familiar to trigger the Life Creed Duo. That gets us a little bit of life. And a little bit of life makes our Voice of the Blessed grow. No, I don't actually know how Rebound works with this, because it's a spree card. I think you can still recast it and choose modes as long as you can pay for them. It's kind of like a kicker. Why is there a finality counter on O'Hare Fatigue? Because I put it there with my nesting grounds. I took it off my creature and put it onto their creature. Yeah, you have to pay for the modes, but it lets you pay for the modes. And that's kind of nice. I don't think they found the Storm Lightning Bolt yet, but maybe they have. Okay, I can do this again to make sure I tap the nesting grounds, or it's not going to leave the right amount up. And I want to do this pre-combat. Maybe I should just be going for the Vein Ripper. I'm doing a pre-combat, though, because I would really like this. Okay, that's a Spell Swindle. It has Rebound, but there's nothing really to rebound with it. Screw it, everybody go in. And Lurks can be brought back with Zoraline if I get 2 more mana, which... Hey, see, Pakpati got exiled. Otter's very fond of counterspells. I mean, if Indris was in play, that would be keeping them, like, drawing cards each time they cast these. They don't have another counterspell? You don't know that. They have 6 cards in hand. Oh, they found a Lightning Bolt. Or maybe there's something else they want. Time Warp? Yeah, Time Warp. That's what I was thinking too. Unfortunately, Time Warp buys them time. Now, you can use Solve the Equation to tutor for the Bolt. You can! It works because it lets you get a specific copy, and if you find the copy that has Storm on it... Oh, okay. Omni, so everything that casts from their hand is free. They would have to get their commander out first to, like, get that started. But this is still very scary since they're so good at generating, you know, card draw since blue. Hopefully they brick. Okay, Displacer Kitten can blink. Nothing of use here. This just makes 2 treasures, one from the Stormkill and one from the... the kitten is blinking anyway. I guess because it's cute. I don't know. Strike it rich. Why? Maybe they thought it was free. It's not free because it was from their graveyard. So that was essentially, they just used their 2 treasures to get 2 treasures. Oh wait, maybe they have the card, maybe they have the Bolt in hand. And they're upping Storm. Okay, yeah, they have the Lightning Bolt with Storm. And I don't think they have enough to kill me, but they do have 8 Lightning Bolts. So 8 times 3, that would have been 24. Which is, notably, 1 less than 25. Well, they don't have any attackers this turn. And Displacer Kitten is certainly in the deck to, like, blink Indris to get more Bolt. And now they have this funky chunky Stormkill Artist. There's 15 Storm? Okay, I can draw a card. That's flippin'. And if I can't refuse? What if I would like to refuse it, please and thank you? Signet for the Blinkin'? My paper collection's pretty hefty, Frederick. But yeah, I absolutely love when I'm, like, digging through my collection and I find exactly the card I want. So since they have these 10 treasures... Damn, Stormkill Artist. They can probably find something that will kick off the card draw. Since, again, it's free. They can use this. And they can blink Indris. Wait, was it seriously that it was in the top 3? Okay, how many spells have they cast this turn? Okay, they just shoot 9 to the face. Blink Indris to get another one of these. They also do get the draw off Indris. Okay, they swing in. I will trade, since if I don't, I'm quite dead. They do lose 4. And I don't know if they have anything else to do here. They may have just drawn a land. Okay. I don't have enough to trigger Zoraline. Killing Indris, I don't think actually helps me. I could kill Displacer Kitten so they can't blink Indris. Or I could just, like, get myself a wee baby flyer. I'm gonna just give myself a wee baby flyer and hope that they find, like, I don't know, a counter spell off this. Something that they can't actually utilize right away. And I go up to 8 life. That Omni, though, like, if they can find the right pieces, like the card draw, or just draw off Indris. Yes, like Windfall, they do have to pay the additional cost. They have land to discard. They can blink Indris. I mean, Indris attacking also would have done something, but they want those bolts. They want those bolts in library. Fury can cleanly kill these two. And here I was thinking, like, I could get the Harbinger or Luris who could get me the Life Creed duo bits. That's not happening. Oh, it's so not happening. Have you found a way to lethal, though? Mystic Retrieval. Why not get the bolt? Won't the bolt kill me? I guess you can cast it twice. They have enough mana. Do it. Do it! Kill me! Yeah, they wanted the one in their library because it's better. Well, one of the ones in their library. They put so many Storm and Bolts into that deck. And we are dead. There we go. GG, Indris, the Hydrostatic Surge. Sidisi, Brood Tyrant. When she enters the battlefield or attacks, she mills. And if one of the cards that she puts into the graveyard happens to be a creature, she makes a zombie. And if anything happens to put a creature card from their deck into the graveyard, they make a zombie. I have 2 Pride Mates here, a Bat, and Zoraline. Okay, this doesn't seem bad. I'll start with the Shattered Sanctum, so I could play Voice of the Blessed on turn 2. Oh, I should also note that some Sidisi decks are not actually Sidisi decks. You can kind of tell by the concentration of creatures in them. Sometimes these are just Sultai Good Stuff decks that are running Sidisi because she matches lower than, say, Zimone and Dina. But really, they're just Sultai Ultimatum decks. We'll find out, though. I think Brainstorm has a limited amount of synergy with their commander by putting cards on top of their deck that they know are creatures so they can put them into the graveyard and maybe reanimate them. That's not the most out there. That was a weird noise. It was like a whop. You have such fluttery pets this game. Okay, Bitter Triumph, not discarding anything. Just paying 3 life. Burrow, who enters the battlefield and gains some 3 life, can put an extra land into play. Oh, Sidisi is such a cool commander. Yeah, I have a lot of fun playing Sidisi. Dig up. Seeing the dig up makes me think it's an ultimatum deck, since very often this is a... Well, early, sure, it gets you a land, but later, it's there for the more nefarious reason of getting, you know, the ultimatum. I'm eyeing you, Sidisi. I better see some critters from you. Hey, Zoiks! Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the 13-month resub. Sidisi, what do you mill? A land, breeding pool, and wash away. No creatures among those. I can't exile her with the Dark Star Banisher since she just costs too much mana. So I will play Sheoldred, the Apocalypse. And Kentorianu, thank you for the sub. I'm always happy to see a wash away in the trash, because that's one less counterspell for my commander. Hi, Sheoldred the Apocalypse gains me life, which can trigger the Moonstone Harbinger. So they did this before draw, so they wouldn't have to lose 2 life. Okay, there was a creature, but it was frickin' Rusko. Seriously, bro? Rusko? They could escape Uro next turn. They do have blue, blue, green, green. I'm gonna pay the 2 life and the 2 mana. I still wish this could trigger like 10 times in a turn. That'd be so cool. Darkstar Banisher will be able to exile Uro, since it has a mana value of 3. CDC swings in. Does mill a creature this time? Satyr Wayfinder. Satyr Wayfinder means they do get a zombie. I'm not blocking since I only have 3/3s, and I value mine more than theirs. They have much better card advantage available to them. Especially since, like, them putting things in a graveyard can come back even more. We can bring things back, but only, like, once per turn that costs life and mana. Glarb? Maybe I'll exile Glarb. I don't know. He's pretty scary. Me sniffing for counter spells. I can always, like, wait for this to die, bring it back out. It's a bat. I like my bats. We hit Glarb. We attack in. There's going to be 2 life gain triggers because we have 2 bats. So the Voice of the Blessed will be a 5/5. And the Pride Mate's going to get some triggers too. These bats got extra death touch. Oh, hi, Urtai. What you doing there? Killing my voice. Aw, okay. It had a finality counter on it, so it's Doug Dimma dead. Very, very dead. Now it looks like Uro might be coming out. Primate's growing, though. How much damage do we have in the air next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Urte has stolen a mermaid's voice. What does this mean? Rhesus involves loss of voice? Oh, because they destroyed the Voice of the Blessed. I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. And they're apparently picking up a Rusko from their graveyard. I wonder why they're not escaping Uro. They have blue, blue, green, green, right? Yeah, they totally do. Urtai's Ursula. No clocks for you, old man. have nothing to bring back. They're down to 2 life. And I have an extra, like, secret life gain trigger of using Sarah Paragon to replay a land from the graveyard and sacrificing it. Here comes Uro. I don't know why we're dabbing, but chat wants me to dab. Maybe we're dabbing because their life total go down. Take a look at what they left in the graveyard. Looks like they mostly exiled lands. Yeah. But we've got lethal. Nice. All thanks to the power of the bats. GG, Sidisi. Samut, voice of dissent. She has flash, she has double strike, vigilance, and haste. And she also gives other creatures haste, which is really good if you are Naya aggro, which is exactly what she is. She's just kind of good. We have a little removal in hand. We have life gain and life gain payoff. Accursed Marauder, I feel like you could build this deck to have a lot more things like Accursed Marauder, but the finality counters make it so awkward of, like, you kill your stuff and then it never comes back. Even something like Sarah Paragon is more similar to Zoraline, and I feel like they both lean more into the life gain side of things, which is itty-bitty bit of, like, good value reanimation. It's like card advantage for Orzhov. We have killed the Pilgrim. What will you do now, Samut, voice of dissent? Seriously, that wasn't that big of a hit. You can still take your turn. Hey, Illuminati, thank you for the bits. Saying, na bat command. This is my bat commander. Up the beanstalk, we'll draw them a card when Samut comes into play. Zoraline's just gonna chill out here since I do not have the mana. And Sarah Ascendant is hopefully going to become big soon. Extra big! We have to get to 20 life, or sorry, 30 life though, which we can do. In fact, I can do it with you. I'd be paying the life kill now? Yeah, because we're not doing that. We want to have them have something to sacrifice. Nice. Okay. And now they're hitting for 6, and we're getting the life. Now I can replay creatures in my graveyard, but only once. And they leave, because Zoraline, life gain. It's happening! GG. Croxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, makes us discard and deals damage to us if we discard a land. We discard a non-land, it's just in a graveyard, and thankfully, Zoraline can bring those back. This could be a general just Rakdos good stuff deck. It could be one that's focused on filling up the graveyard so they can escape Croxa, or it could be a discard deck. Did I have a nice day off? I'm being asked. I didn't really have a day off this week. I wasn't streaming yesterday, but I was still working for pretty much all of the day. I took a couple hours to go for a walk, though. Skyclave Apparition is probably the card I most want to hold on to in this hand. Or the Black Market Connections, because it can draw me cards. I think it's a discard deck. It's a Croxa. Monkey! Ah! Must I trade for the monkey? Probably should. Nope. I'll trade with Ragavan. Yeah, I think Zoraline has the trouble of, like, all of these creature typal commanders from Bloomburrow are kind of split between multiple archetypes, and they're not doing any one of them the best of their archetype. So it lets you build kind of hybrid decks, which is neat, but it also means that, like, you're going to be stuck kind of in the middle with not the strongest possible build of any particular thing. Let's get this Black Market Connections out. I Cannot wait to pay the 6. And then pay more. Get out the Ilport. Ooh, football. Football crater, a good way to give haste. They have filled up their graveyard, so next turn they could escape Croxa. Yeah, ideally we'll get more bats, though. There are a bunch of bats in Standard, though. Man, fine. I'll be able to reanimate it, hopefully, in the future. Always pay the 6. Know thyself. So grab Ellis Ilcor here. Paying even more life. Behold, creatures! 2 of which are bats. This is a bat. For the purposes of Zoraline, this is a bat. And they're dead. Oh, man! After I put all that wonderful life into it. Well, guess I'll just have to do it again. I could play Zoraline again. I don't think that's the worst thing I could do. Either that or I'm like Takanuming. Taka the Numa. Down to 8 life. But life is a resource. Are you gonna fatal push? Tragic slip? Well, tragic slip wouldn't kill anything because they're not morbid. There's something though. 9 life. Yes. The one card I have in hand is when it pays life. Oh, it was actually Dismember. She lives there now. Which member was it? It was this member of the boy band. Roxa's coming out. I'm gonna drop the Toxic Deluge. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm not paying 6 life. Ooh, that's convenient. Must resist. Activations. Can't resist. Ooh, Vein Ripper! Ugh. But also Wandering Emperor. But also Vein Ripper. But also Wandering Emperor. But also Vein Ripper! Come here. To make sure I have her ready to be discarded, right? I love Vein Ripper. What a sick card. This is the new 1-mana Goyf. It only casts things in their graveyard, but it has Escape, which is sweet because they're already filling up the graveyard for Croxa. They did a really good job keeping different types in their graveyard, too. Vein Ripper, gain me some of that life back. That's a Signet. That's a Chandra. Plussing? Minusing. Okay. I currently do not have to drop the Wandering Emperor, so I won't. I'm going to drop the land. It's like, I'm not going to pay the 6, but I am going to pay the 4. Doing all this right now to make my life more predictable. Pocket. Pop. Keep popping. So we know they have 3 damage to us off Croxa. But we have blockers. And this will, hopefully, eventually, let me recast all these tasty goodies from the graveyard. Boppity boppity right to the toppity. And mind you, the 3 does just about kill us, because I take the last damage from this. Oh, wait, I forgot about Croxa dying, triggering the Vein River. Thank you. We love you. You're the best. Yeah, I'll go to 1. Very good. Shadow Spear. Yeah, Bane Ripper's a good card. That's why it's in the deck. It's also going to gain me 7 life. And that's just, like, really cool. GG, Croxa. Helga, Skittish Seer. I just played against one of these a little bit ago. Hi there, Helga. This hand's a little awkward because it does not have removal. However, what it does have is a 2-card combo, Veto and Exquisite Blood. We gain a life, they lose a life, we gain a life, they lose a life, gain a life, lose a life, gain a life, lose a life, etc., until the game ends. So I'm gonna keep this hand. Even though Helga is like the ramp champ. Surveil, see if we can get some little stuff in top. I don't really want Restless Fortress. Like, yeah, it's a 5th mana, but it's not really what I want. Hooray, infinite combos! Yeah, Sanguine Bond also works in place of Veto. There's a whole bunch of cards that work in place of Veto. Then Exquisite Blood, I think, is the only thing that does the Exquisite Blood thing. Do I want to just set up for more card draw? I think that's the best way to accelerate to the combo. Also getting an evasive flyer. Hopefully I don't just die right away, but you know what? If I do, I do. I'll go out doing what I love, paying life. They have 5 mana. If they cast a 5-cost creature, they will be gaining a life and drawing a card. It's Pock! They already played a land this turn, though, so they will not be getting Pock's trigger this turn. That's a Toxic Deluge, not a land. Just 3 life lost, though. No big deal. Helga can go off, by the way. This is, I think, one of the most consistent decks I've had from the most recent set. And part of it is that there's so much turn 1 green ramp that getting out Helga on turn 2 and then big stuff on turn 3 is very, very easy to do. It's one of those things that, like, you can repeatedly do. You can expect to be able to do it. They made an extra plains. They're tapping for blue. Mind Flayer. I assume stealing the Giver of Runes? Not the Dark Star Augur. I don't want you to do that. So rather than hold up the protection for Veto, I need to have a way to hit them next turn. And since they have multiple colors on the ground, that wasn't gonna work. Alright, let's go for it. Exquisite Blood. Is this being countered? So it kind of went all in on it. It may also have like a Frogify effect. Okay, I'm trying to think if I just give protection from green before they can declare blockers. I'm gonna try it. If they have utter insignificance or something like that. Darned if I do, darned if I don't. Otawara bouncing this. Okay, and they may have lethal on the backswing. I'm at 15 life. So if they can deal 15 damage to me, we're dead, done, and gone. What if they can't? And also I don't lose too much. Okay. Thank you for the extra life, I suppose. They shoved that in. We have Guide of Souls into Veto. But Darkstar Augur could reveal like a 6-class card and just kill us too. But like they have Hoof mana. It could be Hoof. They're thinking about things. I'm not dead yet. Nice. Okay. Guide of Souls. Veto. It is being countered. I can bring it back next turn off Zoraline if Zoraline resolves, which... Let's see what I can do! Brawl. No. Toxic Deluge. Shore up. I know, they're making it so much harder. Oh no, Hullbreaker horror! The queen of the bounce. With the boingos. A moth. In response to that bounce, I'm going to give this protection from green. Not that it matters. Everything's going back into my hand. Helga swings in. This is lethal! Straight off the back. TG, Helga. Atraxa, Praetor's Voice, the proliferating Atraxa, putting extra +1/+1 counters, Planeswalker loyalty, and just generally being very, very good with proliferate. Even works with energy and sagas, depending on what you got. I have a really cool setup of cards here, where I have Guide of Souls, which will be gaining me life, Starscape Cleric, which will be draining them of life, and then Veto, which will be double draining them of life, making it so I gain life, they lose life, then they lose life again. Guide of Souls, get them! Get them! Hey, Starscape Cleric. You're very cute bat. Works very nice with Zoraline. Oh, poison. Yep. The Atraxa works great with poison. Future to Schism could be very fun. I'm gonna go for Zoraline, though. I feel like this is the most aggressive play. Since I'm gonna want to get to 4 energy as quickly as I can. so I can turn one of you into an angel. This is an angel. Oh, Annex Sentry, going to exile my commander, or this, or that. I think, honestly, Guide of Souls would be a pretty good pick. Starscape Cleric, just getting rid of that indirect drain. I think that's smart. And a Bitter Triumph killing my commander. Okay, I'll move my commander back to the command zone. Oh, hey, Soren, you're fun. Go for another drain. I'm gonna go for Preacher. Preacher Shadow Sphere. Get that Death Touch Trample. Since we have more life attacking in, will draw me a card. And also we lose a life. But it gives me a really nice attacker. It also means that I could go like Veto, Shadow Spear on this, and an attack. Since their commander has lifelink though, they can make number go up. But also Death Touch versus Death Touch, they both lose! Yay! Everybody's a loser here. Well, Shaxx, did you want to be a loser with me? Do you have a counterspell? It's Veto! Yeah, Kindred Denial. Okay. I can bring Veto back with Zoraline's ability. But I can't have the incredible flying creature that I wanted because this version of this card requires 4 energy instead of 3. She's a loser, baby. So we have a little bit of just direct damage, direct life gain. Oh, that is a heck of a proliferate engine. Preacher to Schism is dead? Wait. Yep, Preacher's dead. I could kick this twice. Soren. No, I like the double kick. All right, so we have to make sure we are like, yeah, because otherwise it will tap that for colorless mana. We attack in with the incredible flying Guide of Souls for 5. Welcome, Squeaks. You're trying to squeak some damage into this this matchup. Oh, Traxa! And they proliferate my 1 poison! You should proliferate these too. It would make me happy. Come on, give me some more Valor counters! No, they're just giving me poison. How it always is with these people. Always just giving me poison. That is Saga Evangel. You're nuts. Such a cool card. I'm now corrupted. I have 3 poison. Ow, dude. Make that 4 poison! If I had gotten a land, we could have brought back Veto. Failed to land. Okay, do I still want to just, like, I don't know, yeet both of these in here? Maybe killing the Thrumming Bird. And now I'm, like, thinking about, like, giving one of you Trample. How deep does that get me? Just playing the Zoraline and waiting. I think I'm just going to attack with both. I should double their life total with Soren. No, I'm good! This will bring them to 9. If they block. This will put them to 4. Brings them to 2. These all have Death Touch. Throwing Bird on hit will give me another poison, and Eccentric on hit will give me another poison. And creatures entering the battlefield will give me a poison off of Metastatic Vandal. That's 2. Remember, I also get the end step 1. As it stands, this is 7, 8, 9. Not lethal. By, like, poison. It was 9 as in 10. And I am not taking any risks of trying to pass to their turn and, like, getting the lifelink to happen. No, we're just gonna deal 2 damage straight to the dome. GG, Traxa. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked seeing Zoraline in action. While I was recording this, somebody in my chat pointed out that you could use Sanctuary Warden in addition to the Nesting Grounds as another way to remove finality counters. You can also blink your creatures in order to get rid of those, and I thought that those were fun things that were worth mentioning in the outro. If you're looking for my deck list, it is in the description below, and if you'd like to come by, say hi, and hang out with me, twitch.tv/Amazonian is where I stream almost every day. It's also worth mentioning, I am starting memberships on YouTube. They should be live by the time this video goes up, and if you're looking to support my channel in a financial way, I would really appreciate it. If you drop $5, you'll get access to emotes that you can use in various live streams, and hopefully I'll be able to do some live streams here too. I'm also adding like a higher tier option where you will get to pick a deck for me to brew. I will make the deck, and hopefully the deck will be good enough for me to use in Brawl Stars. So if there's a commander you've ever really wanted to see me do, but I just haven't done it yet, that is a great way to get that right on my docket, first in line, and I will send you the deck list and maybe even the entire Brawl Stars around your commander of choice. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you will decide to help support my videos over here on YouTube. Thank you, and have a brawlful day.